Hello friends, how are you? Today's topic is very interesting. There is a natural curiosity in human being to know if there are really some entities called ghosts. To some, this is an unwanted question. To others, this question is not required because it doesn't deal with our life. Well, there was a lecture delivered by Paramahansa Yoganand in Self-Realization Fellow Temple, Hollywood, California, July 22, 1945, where he explained what are ghosts and why they were created by God and what we should do considering the whole scenario. But before we go ahead, a very big applause for all the viewers and subscribers for encouraging me by your comments, likes on the videos. Thank you very much. For all the new viewers, do subscribe, like, share and press the bell icon to get notified. Well, coming to the lecture was termed What are Ghosts? There are all kinds of tales about ghosts, devils, witches, vampires, and not a few persons have claimed to have had various experiences with such creatures. Of the several cases that have come to my attention, most of the persons involved suffered from overly strong and diseased imaginations. There is another world, the astral, hidden behind this universe. Its inhabitants are garbed in astral form made of light. Lacking a physical body, they are called ghosts, invisible to us. Ordinarily, they are confined to their own sphere, just as we are limited to our own physical world. Tramp souls do occasionally succeed in entering and taking possession of someone's body and mind, but only when such a person is mentally unstable or has weakened his mind by keeping it often blank or unthinking. It is like leaving a car unlocked with the key in the ignition. Some vagrant may get in and drive off. To understand better what astral beings are, let us first understand what we are. When God created us, we existed first only as consciousness. We were a creation of His mind. Is it not true that whenever you create something new, the initial step is to visualize a model of it in your mind? Then you gather together the materials and finally you construct the tangible image of your idea. In the same manner, we and everything in creation are triune. Mental, that is the idea, astral, that is the building material, and the physical, that is the gross end product. The physical body is made of 16 elements. How God combined the chemical materials of physical elements to express intelligence is a marvel. Our astral body is composed of 19 elements, which are mental, emotional, and life-tronic. These are intelligence, ego, feeling, mind, the 5 instruments of knowledge, the 5 instruments of action, and the 5 instruments of life force. But God had first to think of what materials He wanted to put into the physical and astral bodies before He actually created them. We therefore have also a causal or idea body of 35 elements. The 16 ideas that go to make up the elements of the physical body and the 19 ideas that constitute the elements of the astral body. From the causal thought forms, the astral body's 5 instruments of life force make visible the astral body of light and the physical body of gross matter. When we die, our physical body of 16 elements disintegrates, but the 19 elements of the astral body remain intact. Where then are all those souls who have left this earth? They are roaming in the ether. The astral world is right here, just behind the gross vibration of the physical cosmos. Therefore, we are not fully released at death. When we depart from the physical form, our souls are still encased in the subtle astral and ideational bodies. It is only when man dons a physical form that he becomes a visible being in this world. After the death of the physical body, he remains in the astral form as a ghost, an intelligent, invisible being with essentially the same mentality and characteristics he had on the earth. Inhabitants of the astral realms can of course see one another in the luminous bodies, but astral beings are not ordinarily visible to us on earth unless we know how to perceive the astral world through the spiritual eye. When souls shed the astral body and go into a mental form in the causal world, they are not non-entities. but they do become truly invisible even as the ideas are invisible. Jesus said, "Destroy this temple," that is his body, "and in 3 days I will raise it up." He meant that he had to divest himself of the physical, astral, and mental bodies by casting out all vestiges of attachment to a form. To become one with spirit, it took 3 distinct efforts to do this. So you see, before you took on this physical form, you were a ghost. And when you die, you will become a ghost again. We are also ghosts when we sleep. For in sleep, we are not aware of ourselves as physical body at all. Since you are a ghost when you are asleep, and you will be one after death, why be afraid of ghosts? That is what you were, and that is what you are going to be. The only difference is that when you enter the astral world at death, you cannot create at will a physical body like the one you have now. Only great masters who have attained oneness with the divine creator can do so. Spiritually advanced souls can condense the subtle vibrations of the astral vehicle into a tangible body. We fear death because of pain and because of the thought that we may become obliterated. This idea is erroneous. Jesus showed himself in physical form to his disciples after his death. Lahiri Mahasaya returned in the flesh the next day after he had entered Mahasamadhi. They proved that they were not destroyed. Just because instances of those who have mastered the cosmic laws are few, one should not say that their testimony is not true. We have passed through death and rebirth so many times. Why be afraid of death? It comes to free us. You should not wish for death, but be comforted in the realization that it is our escape from many troubles. It is a pension after the hard work of life. People also fear death because they have been in this cage of flesh for so long that they feel timid about leaving its security. But it is foolish to be afraid. Just think, no more repaired tires on the body vehicle, no more patchwork living. Since it is the Lord's desire that we should have this old model until death comes, we have to keep it and take care of it. In addition to the fear of ghosts, some people have a dread of black magic and other black arts. Many people tell me that somebody they know is using black magic on them. I say to them, "You're sitting in the castle of God. No one can harm you if you truly believe in God." But then when you believe in the negative thought that somebody is injuring you, you give him the power to do so. Suppose someone is sending you a wrong thought and you accept it, it will hurt you. But you do not have to accept evil ideas. Don't be afraid of malicious persons. No one can affect you unless you are fearful. Fear and keeping the mind blank allows evil to enter. But when you say, "God is with me," nothing but good can come to you from the thoughts of others. Wrap yourself in the thought of God. His holy name is the power of all powers. Like a shield, it deflects all negative vibrations. God has made this motion picture of creation very complex, full of contrasts of good and evil. When you go to a movie, you like to see lots of excitement. Think of how many times you have gone to view a murder mystery, and when the movie ended, you said to yourself, "That was a good show." Learn to look up upon this movie of life with the same sense of detachment and enjoyment. There is a lesson to be learned from the fact that we are now encaged in the human body, and that at night when we die we become ghosts. We must learn to know our ghostly nature, our invisible, powerful nature. But you cannot do so if you are always concentrating on the body. I have headache, I want this and that, and I dislike spinach. Preoccupations like this with material concerns is what you must overcome. How can you do this? Make God the first thought in your life. So long as you keep Him in the second place, He will not come to you. Gold, wine, and sex were created to hold you to this world. Lord uses them as tests to see whether you prefer them to His love or not. These are some of the extracts from the lecture of Paramahansa Yoganand, What Are Ghosts? I hope you liked it. If yes, do press like button, share this video with others, and do subscribe to my channel for such contents. Until the next content, thank you very much for being a part of the journey of this channel.